Hey everybody, happy Friday. Turned into a glorious day. We're in the last third of September here in Seattle. Just a gorgeous time of year here. I've got the windows open on the rig up front, the windshields. That's how I can shoot this angle with the little tripod deal. But I had a shoot today for a shelter, actually for a women's day center where women who are homeless or on the street or struggling can go and get meals. They can get counseling and help with job hunting and working on getting some kind of, whatever benefits they need, whatever ball they need to get rolling in order to get an income going again. I think they have showers. It's just a great operation, and I do portraits at day centers like that too, because they can use professional headshots for like their LinkedIn stuff, and a lot of them are learning how to make resumes, etc. And some just want pictures to send to family too. So all the shelters I shoot in, I do this work anonymously. I don't require anybody to give me identification or anything, because everything I do for them is free to the people I photograph who own the images, free to the shelter. The shelter doesn't get to use the images unless the subjects that I photograph give them permission to, and they have to negotiate that or make that happen with the people I photograph, not through me. I give all rights to the photos to the people I photograph. And so this is a completely free gift that is just for the folks I'm shooting. Anyway, I do it anonymously, and as such, they don't have to tell me their names, they don't have to tell me their stories, nothing. That's all private. But every now and then someone does tell me their story, and some of the most challenging stories and little glimpses I get into really tragic stuff is at the women's day shelters, because I'd say 2/3, if not more, might be like 80% of the women I photograph in these kind of shelters are well beyond retirement age. They're in their 60s, 70s, some even in their 80s, and they're on the street. And it is gut-wrenching. Almost across the board, they've been widowed and they had no income, or they had no real resources left, or their husband's, medical bills bankrupted them, he passed away, and they got nothing. And they have no family to live with. Or they themselves get divorced, have a bunch of medical bills, and they're living in their car. Or they're literally on the street. And I can't do these portraits and not imagine my mom being one of these people if things had gone differently in her life. I mean, it's brutal. It is a real brutal, hard thing. But here is the unbelievably phenomenal thing. The spirit of these women, not one of them is bitching about their situation. They're happy to be getting a photo done. They've dressed up. They've done their makeup. Not all of them, but some. And I'm not going to say they're giddy, but they're having such a good time. They usually show up in pairs, like friends, and they're so thrilled to be getting a beautiful professional portrait. I can't tell you how moving that is, and how honored I feel to be creating something really beautiful for them that shows them and just affirms for them, if only in a picture, how beautiful they are, and that life force is there in their eyes, that they can't be defeated. I mean, I can't imagine their circumstances. I can't. My life is privileged compared to what they deal with. Yet here they are, doing it, living each day to the best of their ability, overcoming the obstacles before them. I'm telling you, this work, it puts life in perspective. Every day I'm doing shelter shoots. Every day I do the listening. It keeps me so grounded and so grateful and a little heartbroken. I can't even explain just how moving it is. But I just wanted to share that with you, that, you know, if you've got elders you're taking care of, my sister and I took care of my mom for her last few years with Alzheimer's. My sister did the lion's share of that work. Nick, you're amazing. I can't imagine her having been on the street for that. And for these gals to end up with no one to support them is a heartbreaker. And I let myself into all this deeply emotional stuff. I can't help myself. I can't live any other way. But I just wanted to say kudos to you for taking care of your elders. If you're doing that, that is such an amazing thing to do, to honor them that way and to finish strong like that. You know, my sister and I, it was brutal the last few years with Mom when the Alzheimer's was bad, but we know we finished strong. We honored Mom till the end, you know, and that's a feeling that is so worth all the struggle. And that's love, you know, it is a sacrifice. Anyway, I don't know, just wanted to share about that. So in contrast to the lovely nature of what I just shared, you know, lovely, emotional, deep, whatever, in stark contrast to that, I was doing these portraits outdoor with natural light and a strobe, a single strobe I have with an umbrella, so I can get really good quality. And I'm on a public sidewalk, and the angle I chose for these headshots showed just a sliver of a beautiful office building in the background. It's going to be totally out of focus, like marble and some greenery. No signage, nothing like that. And I had just started to do portraits when I got the word that, nope, you can't have any sliver of this building in the background. You can't do it here. You can't show anything, nothing. And it was a hard line. Nope, you can't do that here. And I adapted. I found an angle that was just as pretty, not what I'd planned on. Put me kind of in the middle of the sidewalk, whereas the other one had me keeping the flow of the sidewalk. Thankfully, it's not a busy sidewalk. But so the portraits are beautiful. There's still no problem there. But the gal I was working with at the shelter, who had to deal with the management that lowered the boom on us, we both were like, can't get over how petty that is. That you won't allow your building, a sliver of your building, or even come look at what we're talking about, to be out of focus in the background of a portrait for homeless gals trying to get off the street who need LinkedIn portraits for their resume. That is unbelievable. And I think about, and here's the contrast, the mindset of someone in that corporate world that could think, oh no, we can't have any remote element of our building in the background of something like that. I have no idea what they're associating those portraits with. But whatever it is, to say no to something like that, that is not advertising in any way, there's no profit, I'm not being paid, no one's being paid, no one's marketing anything. That mindset is what's wrong with American capitalism. When you can't see the forest for the trees and make an exception for something like that, you're that rigid. I mean, there's a lot I could go on about why I'm grateful to not be part of advertising anymore. I made a conscious choice to get out of it. That's part of why I live like I live, is I couldn't take it anymore. And today, when they did that to these older gals getting off the street who need LinkedIn portraits, boy, it smacked of that old, successful, closed-minded bullshit of corporate type mentality. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So it left me wanting to just tell the story and talk about it, both elements, you know, of the day and the shoot, and encourage anybody who watches my videos or follows my life and the philanthropy I'm doing. If you're involved in anything corporate like that, which I'm sure a lot of you are, I mean, people gotta make a living. I'm not anti-capitalism. I'm anti-greed. I'm anti-narrow-minded pettiness, you know. I would encourage you to, if you have any way to start shifting the culture in the company you're in towards being kinder and more open toward people who maybe don't look like you'd like them to, or I have no idea, but it's just kindness to maybe somehow sponsor or help in a little way these shelters that take care of our homeless, and make a difference that way, you know. I know companies have to make a profit, but it seems like a lot of them are making pretty obscene profits and not giving back what they could to their communities around them. And stuff like that today really grinds me and made me feel that way. And again, I know lots of companies do a lot for the community around them, beyond being an employer and creating an income, etc. But I just would encourage anybody who's in a position of power or management in whatever company you're in to really weave kindness into your decision making beyond just sound business decisions. Weave in some kindness and some consideration. That's it for me this week. It's just kind of a vlog share. I know most of them are that way. Some I really work on, like last week's, and others I just talk about what happened, and so there you go. I'm gonna let you go. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope that fall is, the beginning of fall is going well for you. Have a great one.